because I did eat 3 mealworms in the last video. If you missed that, go back and watch it. Good fun. Okay, and then posture. How do I improve my posture? How do I get better posture? It was one of the questions for today. And then somebody asked, what is up with Trump's weird posture? That weird kind of like gravity-defying forward lean. Why'd he do that? So we're going to be talking about posture, but first let's get out of the way what has become of the remaining 47 mealworms that I did not eat, as I was discussing bugs as a sustainable source of protein in my last video. So those mealworms apparently, according to some things I've read on the internet, and who knows, but apparently they're pretty easy to care for and grow multiple generations of. So I'm gonna see how far we can take it with these little buggers. So apparently all you need to grow them, and I'm not an expert, you're gonna take this journey with me. I will keep you updated on my mealworm farming, my urban mealworm farming progress as we go. And so these guys apparently, like, mostly they just eat oatmeal. They do need a little bit of moisture, but not much, so you can throw some like vegetable scraps in there. So I've got my little container of mealworms here, and I'll see if I can show you. They're munching on this apple core right now. All right, so they're pretty lively. They're up in there munching away at that thing. As soon as I put the apple core down into the oatmeal, they started wiggling around. They smelt it, I guess, because they were like all buried in the oats, and then I see the oats like start to bubble, like they descended on the apple core. So pretty cool. So I guess the idea is these are the larval stage of a beetle. When they actually turn into beetle, I think I'm gonna need a bigger bucket. I think that I can do just with like a bucket and a mesh on the lid. I'll do some more research. I'll find out. If you know anything about raising mealworms, let me know in the comments. I want to know how to do it. And whether or not this is going to become a staple protein source for me, however, is an entirely different story. I really had to work to get over the gross out factor in that last video. Of course, I did eat them live in the last video. I would not do that again. I would definitely, if I was going to use these guys as a protein source for myself, I would like cook them up and put them in some rice or like in with something else, and I'm sure it would be fine. Mostly I'm just curious about the process and seeing them go through the molt and all that kind of stuff, so it should be interesting. We'll see. I'll keep you updated. I don't know if I'll be successful or not with it, but we'll find out. I'll let you know and we'll find out. All right. Posture. Let's talk a little bit about posture, how to improve your posture. And then we'll talk about Trump's weird posture as well, because it's kind of interesting to me. It's kind of funny. All right, so first off, when we're talking about posture, most of the time, the first thing that we will talk about is your upper back muscles. Okay, so these all through the upper back and the lats, those big fan-shaped muscles on the back of your back, all of those are going to be benefited by a pull. Okay, so when we talk about our fundamental exercise movements, our multi-joint movements, the things that are going to most benefit your whole body, we've got a push and a pull for the upper body, and then a squat and the hinge for the lower body. So pushing and pulling is our upper body. Now pulling is going to be specifically for those upper back muscles, but it would be a mistake to think that you should only strengthen the upper back muscles. We also do want to work on our push. Now this might seem counterintuitive, because if we have a forward roll in our posture, that means that these muscles right here are crunched up, right? So it would make perfect sense, and this is part of the equation. It's true that we would strengthen the back muscles so that those are more contracted and opening that front posture, but also we want to work the chest. Counterintuitive to what most people think about when they think about flexibility, a strong muscle is a flexible muscle, and a weak muscle is an inflexible muscle. So if we want to stretch through the front of the chest, if we've got a tight chest and this collapsed posture with a forward shoulder roll, we actually not only want to work the back muscles, but also strengthen through the chest. So the reason why a tight muscle is a weak muscle and vice versa has to do with just your body protecting itself, essentially. So you think about like all these little muscle fibers kind of meshed together or whatever, right? And they expand and they contract to create the muscle contraction. Now, if your body knows, and it does know, that, hey, we don't actually have the strength to come back from this position. If we allow ourselves to be stretched to this position, we lack the strength to come back from it. You know what'll happen? To protect itself, the body's nervous system will lock down and prevent you from going anywhere. Okay? So oftentimes the solution for tight muscles, I would say most of the time, the solution for tight muscles is not stretching. Okay? The solution is not stretching. The solution is giving the muscles the strength that they need to go through their fullest natural range of motion. Super important. So as we are thinking about posture, and we're thinking about opening up that posture, contracting the back, opening the shoulders, also think about, okay, how do I get these guys to relax up here, these chest muscles, okay, the armpits, right, all through this area. This needs to be strengthened as well. So top exercises for posture: push-ups and prone row. Okay, so prone row, if you don't know what that is, it's going to be really hard for me to demonstrate on my setup right now. If you're a Nerd Gym member, you know what a prone row is. We do them quite frequently as an alternative to bent rows or pull-ups. If you are lacking the equipment for things like bent rows or pull-ups or other rowing or pulling movements, prone rows, you lay on your belly. Imagine I'm laying on laying on my belly, and then I have my arms out in front of me. My face is towards the floor, but slightly lifted off the floor. And then I'm gonna arch up, and as I arch up, I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades together, arch up as high as I can, arch the whole back up, and bring my thumbs down towards my armpits, and then shoot them back up. And you do this without touching the floor. That's the real kicker here. That keeps your back contracted. That keeps those muscles working. And the beautiful thing about a prone row, even though they're dreadfully uncomfortable for a lot of people, and I get that, the beautiful thing is, number one, you don't need any equipment. Number two, you're getting upper back and lower back, okay? So it's not just, you know, the shoulder blades, it's also the lats, it's also strengthening your lower back, so the entire back is getting worked with those ones. And then complementing that on the flip side would be push-ups, okay? So your classic push-up is fabulous. It's a wonderful exercise. You're getting core, you're getting chest, you're getting triceps, a lot of beautiful things happening in a push-up. You can do those from the toes, from the knees, as a peel, like peeling yourself up off the floor. You can think of like yoga cobra pose, right? Essentially going down and up, in and out of cobra pose. So those would be my top 2 recommendations to do every day. At least some, just a few. You don't have to like go bonkers on it every day, but get your body used to doing those every day. Push and pull, prone row and push-up. Those 2 exercises will see you very well to an excellent posture where you feel like open and relaxed. And I used to have really terrible posture, and I would have to really think about it, right? Before I got into fitness, all of my hobbies were sedentary, were sitting, like art and beading and everything, and I had like this old lady hunchback kind of starting to happen, right? And then as I started getting stronger, everything just started opening up. And my normal posture right now is about here. It's not like military posture, you know, but it's open. I can breathe easier than I used to be able to. So being able to breathe is huge when it comes to posture, being able to fill up those lungs entirely, and to prevent the creeping fatigue that happens in your back and in your neck with poor posture. Also, strengthening the neck and making sure that you're doing neck movement and neck rotations. For those of you who are still in your 20s or younger, this might seem like a silly thing to do, but if you don't move it, you'll lose it. You just do, okay? So neck movements and rotations, super important. That's why we put a lot of them into the stretching routines for the Nerd Gym. And strengthening the neck and the upper trapezius and doing those rotations and keeping everything loose will also help prevent things like tension, headaches, migraines, stuff like that. It won't be the only cause of those items, but it will ultimately help reduce those. So we want to make sure that we're paying attention to head and neck and shoulders as well. So get your push, get your pull, pulling those shoulder blades together, and also move that neck around, right? So rotations, looking up, looking down, looking side to side. And these are a wonderful way to, you're literally slouching right now, Jaime. Okay, do them with me. All right, you're gonna do them with me. Ready? Here we go. Open up the chest, good posture, and we're gonna let the head sag forward with the good posture. That's gonna stretch the back of the neck. Deep breath, and then we're going to come up, look over one shoulder as deep as you can, nice neck rotation. These are wonderful to do just as a little break as you're doing computer work, that kind of thing. And then back to center and look all the way over the other side. Yes, nice rotation. Look up to the ceiling, high as you can, deep inhale. Back to center. Let the ear fall to one shoulder. Deep breath, stretching through the side of the neck, and up and over to the other side. Yes. Okay, cool. Feel better? I do. Just gotta take a breath once in a while. Just gotta take a breath. Okay, so we talked about the fate of my mealworms. We talked about posture. Now, of course, there's a lot more I could go into with details on posture, and I can guide you through like a whole bunch of wonderful things that you can do that's more specific to your equipment and all that kind of stuff, whatever like dumbbells you have at home, or if you have injuries, that kind of thing. But I would say like my top 2 exercises for the general population who have no injuries and also no equipment would be push-ups and prone row. Let's talk about Trump's weird posture. All right. So there's a lot of fun made, rightly so. There's a lot of fun made, rightly so, that the guy stands with this weird kind of forward lean with his butt popped out. And I've been asked, like, what's up with that? I think it's intentional, and I'm going to tell you why. So in bodybuilding, there's a subgenre called physique. This is a women's category, and the posing in this category is very specifically designed to showcase an hourglass figure, flatten out the stomach. So the posing in bodybuilding, for those of you who don't realize this, the posing is really crucial for accentuating not only the muscles, not only getting the muscles to pop, but also the general shape of the person. Okay, so in bodybuilding, it's all about building those shapes, that torso, that angular, triangular torso, and then depending on which category you're in, looking leaner in the stomach and more popped in the booty, that kind of thing. So there is a category, physique category, and it's a women's category. Very gendered sport, bodybuilding, very, very gendered. And the women wear heels, and they do a very specific kind of pose. So they flare the lats like so, okay? And you'll see the tension, they'll make like the claw right here, right? And then so you see what it looks like when I'm just here, right? I'm a little thick right now. I'm a little thick in the belly right now, so like right here, I've got my belly out. I'm kind of normal posture, right? I'm not totally slouching or anything like that. But if I want to make this just magically disappear, oh, look at that. It just disappeared. Where did it go? It went in my ass, right? I just popped my butt out. So that's all it is. And this is a very odd posture to be in. I don't recommend people walk around with this, but it seems clear to me why Trump does. He's hiding his gut, y'all. That's the only reason why he's got that posture, in my opinion. I think it is intentional. He's hiding his gut. He's popping his butt back so that the suit hangs flat in front rather than coming out in a dome. So, so yeah, that is a posture that you would hold for something like a physique competition, but it's not the kind of posture you want to do all the time. Yes, good posture will make you look sexier. It will make you look lovelier. It will make you look more open and fabulous, and allow you to breathe better and improve your confidence. There's so many good reasons to work on good posture, but don't work on it so much, like don't force yourself into unnatural positions. If you are strengthening your chest and your back, you will come to a good, neutral, appropriate posture for you. It does take some time. And yes, you can kind of like force yourself into that posture, but I remember doing this when I was at my weakest, before I started into strength training, and I would like, you know, be in these really slouchy postures, and I would have to remind myself, oh, stand up straight. And doing this, it actually hurt, right? It didn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to have good posture if you are weak in your upper back and in your chest. It feels bad. So we don't want to force that. We want to build up those muscles gradually, make sure that we're relieving tension in the head and neck, all that kind of stuff. So all super important. Tell me your thoughts on on Trump's posture. Do you think it's intentional? I think it's intentional. I think he's definitely did that. Let's see. Getting some comments in here. Yes. So that is my take on posture. Wish me luck with the mealworms. Let me know if you have any mealworm growing tips. I'm gonna be a farmer, y'all. I'm gonna farm some mealworms. They're my little cows. They're my little baby cows right here. Feeding on an apple. They're kind of cute, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of like a horror movie, you know, like when you see like maggots and stuff on people in the horror movies. Actually, I think they might use mealworms for that. Yeah, because I think the larval stage of maggots is short. So I think in a lot of horror movies they actually use mealworms as their stand-ins. What's that look, Jaime? Are you making fun of my mealworms? Did you not see my video with me eating mealworms? That was the last one. Okay. That is it for my live stream today, y'all. I hope you have a fabulous day. Work on that posture, open the chest, breathe, push-ups, prone rows, and I will see you tomorrow. Pew pew. Finger lasers for some reason. I don't know why. Why are